In this video, we're going to show you how to perform a basic installation of Hi280. We're going to be assembling 3 bays of shelving, each covering a different type of finish. Fully clad, open, and mesh clad. Hi280 is, in principle, a bolt-free system. The frame components can be riveted or swaged together, and in this video, we're going to be demonstrating both methods for you. The shelf beam components connect by hooking and locking together. Hi280 is not suitable for loading by forklift truck. Before you start any installation, you need to read through the supplied user manual and safety instructions. Check that you have all the components to assemble the system, and any necessary tools and protective equipment. We always advise that you should wear gloves. The first thing you need to do is assemble the frames. In this instance, a frame consists of 2 uprights and 2 battens. Consult the paperwork supplied with the delivered components for your frame setup. Constructing a riveted frame. We'll show you a swaged frame after this one has been constructed. Always start at the bottom. The upright should be on the left side with the open part of the hooks facing upwards. The corner holes of the batten need to align with the holes that are the same size on the upright. Consult your drawing for the position of the battens and measure from the bottom of the upright. The flat edge of the batten should be facing down, with the ridges facing up and against the upright. Place the batten in the lip of the upright. Place it firmly into the lip until the holes align. Rivet the 2 components together. The rivet must pass through the hole in the batten and then through the hole in the upright. Repeat the procedure for the other hole. Consult your frame drawing for the position of the top batten. Then measure from the center of the installed batten for the correct position. Attach the batten as you did the previous one. Turn the frame over so the assembled frame is facing to the right and fix the other upright to the frame in the same way. The first frame is now assembled. Constructing a swaged frame. The difference between a swaged frame and a riveted frame is the connection method. Follow the instructions as before to position the batten in the correct place. Insert the swaging tool into the oval hole, pressing down firmly, and turn it 180 degrees. Check the underneath of the batten to ensure you have formed a good connection. Repeat the process to assemble all other frames using your preferred connection method. Now mount the base plates onto the feet of the frames. Insert the base plate lug into the upright and then, using a mallet, tap it into the upright until tight. Screw it in place. Repeat on all feet. Now you're ready to assemble your first bay. This is a two-man job. Raise and hold the first frame in place. Before inserting the shelf beam, check the hooks on the upright and the shelf beam to ensure they're not damaged. Attach the shelf beam to the upright that will be at the rear of the bay. The shelf beams are generally positioned at the rear of the system. The shelf beam is connected to the upright by the hooks of the frame in the upright. Place the shelf beam at the correct position and firmly press the shelf beam downwards into the upright hooks. Make sure the beam is well connected. Fix the other side of the beam into the other frame in the same way and at the same height. Attach the top shelf beam to stabilize the system. Attaching the shelves. Rest the shelf on the shelf beam. Align the shelf hooks with the front upright lugs. Pull the shelf forwards and down to slide into the front lugs and rear shelf beam connectors. Once you're happy that the shelf is correctly placed, press down firmly in the front corners, then across the join between shelf and beam. Check that the shelf is level. Measure the required distance to the next shelf level. Insert the shelf beam and shelf as per the previous steps. Repeat this process to fit the rest of the shelves in the bay. The first bay is now constructed. It's easy to add additional bays to the system. These are called extension bays. Constructing a mesh-clad extension bay. First, construct a mesh-clad frame. Start with an open frame and lay the mesh panel on it, with horizontal bars of the mesh against the flat side of the batten. Align the mesh panel with the top of the frame. The swaged holes of the uprights should be centered between the horizontal bars of the mesh. The mesh is attached to the frame with swaged brackets. Wrap the brackets around the mesh. The bracket folds up over the wire. The vertical wire will sit in the channel, with the prongs upwards and pointing away from the upright. Squeeze it shut at the fold with your fingers, and with pliers, tighten the fold. The closed bracket needs to sit under the lip in the upright in the same way as the frame battens. Insert the swaging tool and press down firmly, supporting the upright with your free hand. Turn the tool 180 degrees to form the connection. Attach the top bracket in the same way. Evenly space the other two connectors and attach them in the same way. Each mesh panel needs 4 brackets per vertical edge to connect it to the upright. Flip the frame and repeat the process to attach the other brackets, fixing the mesh in place. Assembling the extension bay. Always start with the bottom shelf beam. Connect the shelf beam to the existing bay and then the new wire mesh frame. Insert the shelf. Then, for safety and stability, insert the top shelf beam and shelf. Install the rest of the shelves for the bay in the same way, working from the bottom to the top. Attaching a rear mesh panel. The mesh will need to be held in position whilst it is secured. The vertical bars of the mesh should be against the shelves. The The rear wire mesh panel is secured with clips. A mesh panel is secured by 4 clips down each side. Start towards the top, from the second clip position down. Hook the bracket around the mesh panel. Push the clip into the upright. You should hear a click when it's in position. Then secure the parallel clip on the other side. Attach the rest of the clips in the following order: the top set, the bottom clips, and finally the ones in the third position. Constructing a solid clad extension bay. First, construct a solid clad frame. Solid clad frames don't require battens because the cladding braces and stabilizes the frame. Position the upright on the left side with the open part of the hooks facing upwards. The cladding is the same height as the frame, so it's easy to align. Connect it using your preferred method, i.e. rivet or swage. It should be connected at the top, bottom, and evenly spaced in between. Flip the upright cladding assembly and repeat the process to connect the second upright to the clad panel. Fit base plates using the same method as the open frames shown earlier in this video. Attaching the solid clad back panel. Back cladding often comes in multiple parts which are joined together by an H-section. Start by attaching the larger panel to the bottom of the bay. The flat edge of the panel should be against the shelves with the raised notches facing into the bay. The panel is secured using clips. Hook the bracket through the notch in the back panel and clip it into the upright. Start at the top notch, do the left and right side, and work your way down the panel. Slide the joining H-section onto the top of the lower back panel. Insert the top panel into the H-section and secure it to the frame using the clips, as with the larger panel. Each solid clad back panel is secured with 6 clips. Now you know how to install solid, open, and mesh clad bays. Watch out for our second video showing you how to insert a selection of our accessories for Hi280.